Give me what I want! Give me what I want!
And I'll whisper, no.
Greetings, fellow mortals. Just a reminder saying it's just my opinion is for cowards. Oh, and considering the fact that I'm going to be talking about the ending of My Hero Academia, spoilers ahead. You have been warned. So you made it this far, huh? I'm planning on being pretty outrageous with the title and thumbnail, so good job not getting too mad if you're a fanboy. Okay, so a quick rundown of what My Hero Academia is. We're set in a world filled with people that have superpowers. They call these superpowers quirks. Almost everyone has them except the quirkless. The main character, Izuku, is in fact quirkless, but he still wants to become a hero. His dreams are then crushed when the world's greatest hero, All Might, tells him that he can't become a superhero without having a quirk. But then All Might changes his mind when he sees Izuku risk his life to save someone else despite not having any powers. All Might decides to pass on his powers to Izuku and train him how to use them. With All Might's help, Izuku is able to get into the most prestigious hero school in the country. Izuku and his many classmates then start studying together to become licensed heroes, but they don't know that there is a league of villains in the background waiting to ruin their dreams. It's a solid setup with a whole lot of potential, but people did not like where it went and how it ended. During the final battle, Izuku lost the powers that he spent the entire series trying to master. While we are told that he uses technology to compensate for his lack of abilities, we aren't exactly shown a whole lot. Instead, the final chapter skips 8 years into the future, where Izuku is already retired. He's working as a teacher to instruct the next generation of heroes and to promote their dreams. We're told that he and his many friends are so busy that they struggle to stay in contact a lot. Meanwhile, there is no confirmed romance between him and his love interest Ochaku, meaning that the series ended with Izuku working a normal job and not having any love in his life. Yay! No wonder people are so happy.
That's a little version of me, Alan. I want you to have it.
I don't really want this.
Is this the worst ending I've ever seen in manga, or at least shonen? No, not at all. Guess what? Attack on Titan still exists. But at the same time, this is not at the level of Full Metal Alchemist ending. And I can compare those endings because they are very similar. There will be spoilers from here on out about Full Metal Alchemist, by the way. Both series end with the main character losing their magical powers. But the main difference between the two, besides the fact that, Edward ended the series happily married with children, is the fact that their goals were very different. Edward did not care about being the world's greatest alchemist. No, he just wanted his and his brother's bodies back. Izuku, on the other hand, wanted to be a hero desperately, and eventually he wanted to be the world's greatest hero to make All Might proud. We are shown that Edward achieves his goal, but we are told that Izuku achieves his goal. That's the difference. We do not get to see Izuku be a hero for 8 years. It is completely tell, not show, and that's a big issue, and a lot of the reasons why people are frustrated and confused with the ending, along with the fact that Izuku isn't in a relationship. Look, I know romance isn't the end-all be-all, but here's the thing. Shippers fund your project. You have to give them something at the end. Hell, even Bleach did that. If you don't, you'll be as bad as the fairy tale ending, and boy, that was a bad ending. No one liked that. There needs to be some payoff for the romantic tension. But love of storytelling, women aren't a prize to be won over. I don't know what to tell you with that type of argument. Guess what? This is shonen manga. The main audience for this is young boys and giant-ass nerds like me. We want to see the main character achieve their dreams and get the girl. This would be like if in a rom-com, at the very end, the love interest dumps the girl to go with their rival. It's a sad ending that the audience doesn't want to see. Look, the ideas of the ending aren't necessarily terrible. After being a hero for a long time, Izuku's body can't hold out anymore. He's forced to retire and to become a teacher. He wants to inspire the next generation and tell them that they can achieve their dreams, unlike the first time when he met All Might, when All Might crushed his dreams. To make the audience happier, all that needed to be done was to add more to the ending. Show a montage of Izuku being a hero for like 10 years, marrying Oshuko, having children, being happy. Honestly, he should have kept his powers, but the strength of One for All starts eating away at his body, so he has to find a successor. And then mirror the first chapter with Izuku finding a student to inherit One for All. And the series ends with Izuku leading him to the school.
First, let's get one thing straight. I'm not crying. I'm just sweating through my eyes.
There you go. Everyone is a lot happier. You don't actually have to change a whole lot, only the power issue. Just expand everything else and show us more. Don't tell, show. That's the #1 rule of storytelling. If you ask anyone in any form of art involving telling a story, that's what they'll say. Now granted, manga is an excruciatingly difficult form of storytelling. The artists need to write and draw a chapter every single week. They are working from the time that they get up to the time that they go to sleep. And they don't sleep a hell of a lot. Not to mention that they've got editors on their ass all the time. The creator, Horikoshi, worked himself to the ground, especially with the artwork. The backgrounds and the character designs are always top notch. You gotta give him that. Plus, he wasn't afraid to add a bunch of scars to his characters, which would make everything a lot more difficult. And he knew how to put great personalities into his fantastic character designs. He is very talented with that. His greatest problem was the overall plot. But whew, people went nuts for his character designs. A little bit too crazy if you ask me. The plot and some of the plans from the antagonist show that he struggled to unleash the true potential of his series. My Hero Academia was always good, but not great. The problems started at the very beginning when Izuku got powers. Izuku should have been the first quirkless hero, with All Might training him to use his brain and different equipment in order to compensate for his lack of a quirk. Izuku's intelligence should have been at the forefront of the series, with him able to make tools to help himself and to mimic quirks. And then when Izuku proves himself, All Might decides to pass the ability of One for All to him, setting up Izuku to fight against All for One's forces. And then when Izuku loses his powers, it's not that big of a deal because he's already proven that he can be a hero without a quirk. Thus, there are two ways to go to improve the ending for My Hero Academia. Either you change the very beginning to show Izuku using his brains instead of his bronze, or keep the original timeline, have Izuku retain his powers, and then he passes it on to someone else, all the while getting the love interest in the end, because that really hurt the ending.
Look, you stupid bastard, you've got no arms left. Yes, I have. Look, just a flesh wound.
The ending to My Hero Academia wasn't necessarily bad, but it missed its full potential. And to me, it mimics the entirety of the series. It could have been a lot better. It was always good. It was never all that terrible or anything. It just never reached the heights of its contemporaries because I don't think that the author knew exactly where he was going at the start, and he just felt lucky to have this shot. We did get to see him improve his art and his writing a lot throughout the series, so it's fun to be on this journey with him. Plus, teachers in Japan are held in a lot higher regard than they are in the rest of the world. Izuku teaching at the world's greatest hero school shows that he is respected a lot in his world now. All I'm saying is that if he was going to be a quirkless hero in the end, he probably should have started out that way, fighting the very system itself in order to achieve his dream. I think that would have been a lot better and a lot more memorable. Him going from the discriminated quirkless loser to being the greatest hero in the world, without any help from powers other than when he was specifically fighting All for One. I think that would have been a really good story.
I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that. I shouldn't have said that.
But I do think that the current ending of My Hero Academia will age a lot better in people's minds in a few years. There still will be memes though. The creator kind of set himself up for this. I mean, the emotionally sensitive hero that really stands out compared to his contemporaries, doesn't get the girl, loses his powers, and has to work a regular job. Yeah, people are going to make fun of it. He should have added more to it, that's all I'm saying. But I can't argue with what he's achieved and the legacy that he's created for himself. A lot of kids probably had this as their first anime/manga. They're gonna grow up remembering it fondly, just like how I remember Naruto and Bleach and Dragon Ball fondly. And One Piece too, if it ever ends. I think later, in retrospect, a lot of people will appreciate My Hero Academia for what it is and for what it achieved. It was good, it was the middle of the road, it could have been a lot worse. Mid-Hero Academia. It kind of fits. And considering that this is Horikoshi's third work, I think that he has a lot more room to improve going forward. We'll see in his next project. I will be looking forward to it, and I definitely will be supporting it. You're welcome to disagree with all this. That's fine. After all, everyone is entitled to their objectively wrong opinion.
Your man, your plan.
Do I really look like a guy with a plan?
Thank you all so much for watching.
You're still here?
Good night, everybody.
Thank you. You bye. Boom.
Do not despair.